flashcards.
Do you have people watching?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had like 16.
Oh boy.
Treatment for Streptococcus agalactiae GBS is penicillin G. Oh yeah. Bam. Can also use ampicillin. It's true. It's true. Okay, both blank and Streptococcus pyogenes can cause impetigo. That'd be Staphylococcus aureus. Oh yeah. Booyah. Alright, Streptococcus pyogenes. Gas, which stands for group A Streptococcus, contains a capsule made of, I think that's hyaluronidase. Yep. Hyaluronic acid, which blends in well with the other cells. Hyaluronic acid, the tissues. Actually, I don't think it's inidase. I think it's probably another one. Okay. Streptococcus agalactiae, GBS, group B Streptococcus is catalase negative. Okay, Staph aureus toxin non-specifically binds. Okay, that's TSST 1 super antigen. Yep, bam. Okay, Staphylococcus aureus can secrete exotoxin, exfoliotoxin, destroying keratinocyte attachments in its stratum granulosum and resulting in scalded skin syndrome. Okay, well that would be, yes, right, exfoliotoxin, but specifically it destroys it. It cleaves desmoglein. Yep, desmoglein 1 complex. I'm learning something. Look at that. Streptococcus agalactiae, GBS, is bactracin. That one's resistant, actually. The pyogenes is sensitive. Okay. Pregnant mothers, vaginal colonization of Streptococcus agalactiae, GBS, are given intrapartum penicillin prophylaxis. Penicillin G still, of course. Ampicillin is also an alternative. Yes. Streptococcus agalactiae GBS causes neonatal meningitis, sepsis, and pneumonia. That's an easy one. Streptococcus, the enterotoxins of Streptococcus aureus are preformed, so they have rapid onset of action. Incubation period is very short, 2 to 6 hours. Should I sync my thing? No, I'm streaming. Okay, I should focus on my streaming. Are you annoyed by this? No? Do you think it's interesting? No. No. Do you think the fact that I'm doing this and that people watch it is interesting? No, not really. What do you think? You don't want to say anything because you don't want to be on? Okay. The Jones criterion, the Jones criteria are, son of a gun. Look, people, can you not grammar? Jesus Christ. Okay, the Jones criteria are used. We have high standards here. Are used for rheumatic fever, joints, carditis, subcutaneous nodules, erythema, marginatum. Yes, that'll count. Which bug is the most common cause of skin abscesses? That'd be Staphylococcus aureus, I do believe. Is that other Streptococcus pyogenes, which tends to cause non-bolus impetigo? Yep, Staph aureus, both bolus and non-bolus impetigo. Just to throw in a little extra info. All right, alla fine. That's my addition. How does Immerse obtain methicillin resistance? By altering its penicillin binding proteins. Yep. Alright, 23 days. Which strains of bacteria, too, are associated with osteomyelitis? Well, Staphylococcus aureus, because it does freaking everything. And probably Streptococcus pyogenes? No, Staphylococcus epidermidis. Right, osteomyelitis. I should have known that. Boo. Alright. Lactational mastitis occurs from breastfeeding and is most commonly associated with Staph aureus. Yep, Staphylococcus aureus. 13 days because it's kind of hard to remember that one. Alright, group B, Streptococcus. Staphylococcus galactiae. Hydrolyzes sodium. This is a new one. I don't know this. Hippurate. What the is hippurate? Look up. What are you shaking your head at? Shaking your head at me? Yeah. Hippuric acid. Hippuric acid is a carboxylic acid organic compound. It looks anyway. Basically everything looks like meth. Is found in urine and is formed from the combination of benzoic acid. Yep, and glycine. Yeah, basically looks like that. Levels of hippuric acid rise with the consumption of phenolic compounds. The phenols are first converted to benzoic acid and then to hippuric acid and are excreted in the urine. Hippuric acid crystals in rhombic prisms, which are readily soluble in hot water melted at 187 degrees and decompose at about 240 degrees Celsius. High concentrations of hippuric acid may also indicate toluene intoxication. Toluene. I forget, what does toluene do? It's been a long time since I've looked at toluene. Hey Siri, what is toluene? Frick. Aromatic hydrocarbon. Plain. Yeah, toluene. Yeah, it's a good old one. Orgo. Back to the days of Orgo. Right. I should have really remembered that. It's embarrassing that I didn't know that. It's like an organic solvent. I feel like it's important. I cannot remember what the point. Anyway, I'm getting old. Getting further and further away from those Orgo days. Shoot. Well, I did not know that. What kind of toxin produces scalded skin syndrome? That'd be the exfoliative toxin. Right, A and B. 16 days, because I didn't remember the A and B part. Furuncles and carbuncles are associated. Again, coagulase positive. That Staphylococcus aureus is coagulase positive. It's like the coagulase positive stuff, which makes it so damn dangerous. Blank can occur from leaving a wound packed too long, or toxic shock syndrome. Okay, we all know that. A positive blank sign is when minor pressure induces skin separation. Nikolsky sign. Wow, look at that. 1.1 months, that's a long time. Nikolsky. Alright, I'm going to do my best to remember this in 1.1 months. This will be my test on myself to see how long I can remember that kind of detail. Alright, septic arthritis is an invasion of the synovial membrane, which produces a yellow, turbid synovial fluid with high neutrophils. Neutrophils are actually really interesting organisms. There's blood cells, I guess. This is most commonly found with infection by... is this a new one or it's an old one? Infection by, septic arthritis. Again, this is Staphylococcus aureus. Now, if it were a replaced joint, that'd be Streptococcus epidermidis. But no, it is septic arthritis. And that is Staph aureus. 25 days, please. Group B strep, Agalactiae, hydrolyzes sodium hippurate. Wow, look at that. The Van A gene is an example of gene transfer. What's the word for it? Gene transfer. Transposition. I mean, yeah, it has to transpose out of the plasmid. This is kind of like a poorly conceived card. We're taking that because, if you're a microbiologist, you're like, yeah, but that's not the primary phenomenon that's happening. Because transposition is like from one chromosome to another. And, I mean, transposition, I guess, from the plasmid to the main chromosome. But even if it were in the chromosome, in the plasmid, it should still be expressed. Anyway, Staph aureus pneumonia is the most common after after influenza. It's post-viral pneumonia. Acute carditis, endocarditis, or this would be the tricuspid valve, I think. Bacterial endocarditis. Yeah. Carditis, erythema marginatum. Yep, marginatum. Thick borders. Kind of like erythema migrans. I don't. I should look up a difference. Okay, MOA of exfoliative toxins destroys desmoglein, keratinocyte attachments, causing skin sloughing. Sherm granulosum. That was the only thing I forgot. Okay, blank, and I probably didn't really forget it. Just forgot to mention it. All right, blank and Listeria monocytogenes are CAMP cyclic adenosine monophosphate. Camp test. Oh no, it's a camp test. Shit. Streptococcus agalactiae. Okay. Shoot. Undo. Wait, no, that's good. Okay. This is a new one. Okay. Agalactiae, Group B Streptococcus agalactiae. Camp. What is a camp test? Positive for camp. Camp factor enlarges the area of hemolysis. Oh, right, because you played it with Staphylococcus aureus. I really want to know how that works. I think Staphylococcus aureus is something releases that makes it easier to do that. All right, which exotoxin from Staphylococcus aureus causes rapid onset food poisoning? I should really do it like this. Let's see. Hard to say. You know what? I'm curious. How's the stream doing? Fancy find out, you guys. If you're watching the stream and learning something, even if you're not enjoying it, why don't you make a comment? Let's see. I'm kind of interested in this. Tell you what, macOS updated, and now every time I open the last couple times, yeah, it's like everything is. Maybe I need to reboot. Okay, yes, I'm online and I'm streaming. 19 total viewers. That's amazing. Maybe I need to reboot. Okay, yes, I'm online and I'm streaming. Like, no, none of you are watching now, though. That's amazing. I'm actually surprised at the quality of the feed, considering my Wi-Fi is so slow, or my internet is so bad. There's no video. Cool. Test. Why is it still like this? I don't need this. Alright, just mute. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait, I've got a viewer. Look at that. Oh man, hello. How's it going? We are reviewing Anki Med School and Lowell Nautica flashcards. Please make yourself comfortable and we'll learn something together. Studying for med school. Alright. Which exotoxin from Staphylococcus aureus is causes rapid that's the preformed enterotoxin. It's very important that it's preformed because then it has a rapid onset, like you eat it 2 to 6 hours later, blah. You like throw up your guts. And then also Bacillus cereus and reheated rice. That's kind of an interesting side fact. All right, so that'd be Group B Streptococcus and Listeria monocytogenes, and then that's actually Streptococcus agalactiae, which is positive for the camp test. The camp test is really interesting because what you do is you plate the bacterium with Staphylococcus aureus on a plate, and you see how hemolytic it is, or let's see. Yeah, and you see if it has beta hemolysis. So the weird thing about that, though, is Staph aureus by itself is hemolytic. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how. I mean, it would have to be non-beta hemolytic Staphylococcus aureus. I'm just not sure how you get non-beta hemolytic Staphylococcus aureus. So let's find out. Camp test. Well, first let's double check. I should be sure. Is Staphylococcus aureus categorically beta hemolytic? Let's see. Gram-positive, rod-shaped. Let's see. Catalase positive, nitrate reductase positive, facultative anaerobe, which means that it can use oxygen if it's available, but is normally anaerobic. Skin infections, abscesses, respiratory complications, food poisoning, sinusitis. It's predominantly found in the nares, which knows, but kind of one of the things that they're leaving out, that it does septic arthritis. I should probably add that actually. The Wikipedia page. I'll have to get a study. Yep, blah blah blah. Bolus and non-bolus impetigo. Yeah, I should include that too. Bolus and non-bolus impetigo. Hemolysis. Let's see if it's in this. Like normally, you have to you plate it. So the proper way to identify a bacterium is you use a whole bunch of selective and differential plating media. You plate it on different media. So one of those is the blood agar, and that's where you test for different types of hemolysis. So alpha hemolysis and gamma hemolysis are the lesser hemolysis types. I think alpha more than gamma, but beta hemolytic is where you get this great yellow ring where all of the red blood cells were destroyed. But anyway, it should give the info for the tests, those tests, and if not, then actually I'd kind of like to make a table for that because of how important it is for diagnostics. Let's see, it does perform spores. Let's see, yeah, here we go. Often, appears in streptococci, right? Great plaque clusters, when viewed through a microscope, has large, round, golden yellow colonies, often with hemolysis. With blood agar plates. See, this is an example of a differential agar plate. Yuck. It's a bad... Oh, that's just a general agar plate. That's not a blood agar plate. The blood agar plate looks like that, except red. Yeah, there we go, like that. There we go. So alpha, beta, and gamma. So you can see that gamma is the weakest of the hemolysis. Anyway, so we have alpha streptococcus Streptococcus pyogenes, that's important. Let's see, which is group A streps, right? Streptococcus pyogenes. Anyway, alright, back to the cards. Oops, nope. By the way, this is a great way to avoid, yeah, as soon as I do it, it has to load. Oh, yeah, do that. But turning the screen red is a fantastic way to limit exposure. Like, for example, if I'm in the movies and I'm gonna be a real jerk and turn my screen, I'll turn the brightness all the way down. But if you make it red, then it's a lot less distracting. And the same counts for you're in bed, because the red light doesn't disrupt your circadian rhythms as much as blue light. It also doesn't ruin just because of the way that your eyes adjust to low light conditions. Red light does not cause you to lose your night vision. So red light is a great way to be able to read something in bed and not disrupt your sleep patterns. So you can do that. It's just mutually exclusive with the night mode, with the smart invert, because the smart invert will turn the red hue into a blue hue, unfortunately. All right, which two strains of bacteria are associated with osteomyelitis? So that's Streptococcus epidermidis and Staphylococcus aureus, right? Staphylococcus epidermidis. I'm keeping that. Staph aureus and Staphylococcus epidermidis. So these are two Staphylococci species that I'm going to need to remember. Group B strep, Staphylococcus agalactiae hydrolyzes sodium hyaluron It's not hyaluronic acid. It's hippurate. Right, it's hippurate. It looks like it's derived from glycine and benzoic acid. What does benzoic acid result from? Probably phenol metabolism. Okay, which bug is the most common cause of osteomyelitis? Staphylococcus aureus. Staphylococcus aureus is kind of least positive. Which food source is associated with Staphylococcus aureus? Food poisoning. The enterotoxin? Yeah, right. Oh, which food source stuff? Yeah, that stuff. 14 days. All right. What age demographic is stiff? You really shouldn't do that. Undo, guys. We got to be rigorous here. You can't just. If we do that, we got to bury the card in order to have integrity. Okay. Blank is a virulence factor of Staphylococcus aureus. I only got a whole bunch of them. It's probably talking about. I can't remember what they are. It could be TSST1. It could be protein A. Protein A is great. It binds to the FC region. It's protein A. Okay, yeah. It binds to IgG. The FC, the ferric, the something crystallizable. I always thought it was ferric crystallizable, but it's actually something else. Natural killer cell. Yeah, it prevents it from being picked up by things. You see, in order for a cell to recognize it, so what happens is you have these IgG molecules that are by themselves in circulation. They look like little Ys, and so each branch of the Y is a receptor, and it'll stick to a protein on the surface. So once it's stuck to something, it's immobile, and it's tagged it, then the other end, the FC region, is available for binding by the FC receptor on like a natural killer cell or a T cell, cytotoxic T cell, and that'll cause it to then kill the thing or destroy the thing that the IgG molecule has bound to. So you can see that happening here. So what it does is, instead of binding like the side that the IgG is selected for, instead it binds the FC side. So that it can't be reached by the natural killer cell or the T cell, T lymphocyte. Anyway, what age demographic is typically affected by strep? Okay, so let's neonates were the primary group that we're concerned about before. Group B strep. So I'm gonna say age demographic. I'm gonna say neonates. Yeah, neonates. Look at that. B for babies and beta hemolytic. Yeah, that's a really bad mnemonic. It's gonna distract me. Okay. Don't really need that mnemonic. Okay, which bacteria turns brightly? That means it can mannitol salt agar. It's gonna ferment mannitol. And I've already learned this. Yeah, it's in my shoot. I think it's gas. Group A strep. Oh no, Staphylococcus aureus, right. Staphylococcus aureus has all of the superpowers for some reason. Mannitol fermenting. Ugh. I'm not even sure why that was selected for. I'll have to add that to the list. Okay, Staph aureus gram-positive. Crescent violet. Yeah, that's right. All right. Common etiologies of toxic shock syndrome. Those were leaving a tampon in for too long. Also leaving wound dressing in for too long. Leaving gauze, sutures, tampon. Yep. Etiology is like the source of the cause. I see that there's one person watching this. You want to say hi? Like comment or something? Actually, kind of curious if you're me. Maybe you're just me because I have my thing open. I'm still trying to figure out how this Twitch thing works. Oh well. All right. Which valve is most? It should be the tricuspid, right? Yep, the tricuspid. That's where the blood enters. It's also where it like slows down, I think. I mean, if it's gonna hop off anywhere, it would be the tricuspid valve. Culture of the mother's vagina. Third trimester, 35 weeks. 35 weeks. That would make sense. I mean, I assumed that at the beginning, but I wasn't sure when it would be. Which skin pathology is characterized by infection deeper dermis? So it's cellulitis, as opposed to the more superficial other thing. Yeah, cellulitis. Staph aureus and strep pyogenes, which is group A strep. Alright. Acute painful spreading of infection deeper dermis. Yes. Okay. With the other one, the more superficial one is called and I had heard this word before, like many times, but I never really asked myself what it was. You know, there's a word that you kind of like glaze over, kind of ignore whenever you hear it because you don't know what it means and you can't be bothered. Like you're not curious. Like I don't know. It's like it doesn't penetrate. It was one of those words. It was it's kind of as an intro. It's like I'll remember it or I'll see it. Okay, Streptococcus ecolect. Ah, shit. That's another situation in which I'm not paying attention. I'm not reading the question. I just tap. So you develop these habits. Alright, I'm gonna do that. Ah, shoot. Shoot. Oh, right. The shortcut's not available. Okay, 25. Undo. Shit. Undo. Bury. Culture the right. 35 weeks. Actually occurs in neonates positively. Scalded skin syndrome. Positive. Staph aureus. It's group B. Streptococcus eglacti. Scalded. Yeah, scalded. Okay. That's not. It's not only is it a rash, but it's like destroyed epidermis. What is it? It's called. Shoot. That word that I'm trying to think of. It's like It's not synfical. It's synfical's an interesting protein or thing. Anyway, what is synfical again? Let's look that up. It's really important that we be actively That's gonna be a bear to figure out. Scalded skin. Yes. Shoot. Staph aureus. God. Wait. Were my options there? One day. Wow, that's... GBS, aged neonates. Come on. Scalded skin. Scalded skin syndrome is caused by Staph aureus. Staph aureus, red agar barriello, blood agar, mannitol, salt agar. Common cause of arthritis in adults, septic arthritis. Streptococcus eglactiae and Staph aureus. Listeria. Which bug is the most common cause of osteomyelitis? Okay, well, you know, okay. I'm hungry. I'll be back to the stream later, guys. I've got to